So this morning I went a little longer than I meant to, and that's just because there was a lot to cover. And I even cut out all the international news. So here is the international news that's relevant right now, today, on Wednesday, October 9th. So the U.S. State Department has stated that deepening ties between Iran and Russia destabilizes not only the Middle East, but also the entire world. And there clearly is a connection between Russia and Iran, Russia and Syria, Iran and Syria, Iran, Syria, and Lebanon. And there is this destabilization. Like that's what Russia is really about, is trying to destabilize the international order. I think that's very, very fair. The Iranian nuclear program, this is from the ISW, the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency Director William Burns said on October 7th that Iran could produce enough fissile material for a nuclear weapon in around a week. You heard that, in around a week. Burns also stated that the U.S. had observed no evidence that Iranian Supreme Leader Khamenei has ordered the regime to build a nuclear weapon. Okay, but they could still do it in a week. Burns added that the United States and its partners should be able to detect relatively early on if Iran begins building a nuclear weapon. Well, that's not really all that comforting to my mind. Okay, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen has named Ukraine a priority for the EU, while Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban barely mentioned Ukraine in his speech on Hungary's priorities during its presidency of the Council of the European Union. Now that will end soon. That will end within, I think by December, at the end of December, early January, something like that. But still, it's interesting how at odds these two bodies within the EU are. Viktor Orban was attacked during a press conference. An activist threw a wad of cash at him, accusing the Hungarian prime minister of betraying the country and selling its interests to Russia and China. Now, this is weird, and I'm not a defender of Orban, but I want you to understand something. Orban can believe X, and X happens to be aligned with Russia simultaneously. He doesn't have to have abandoned his principles. His principles could have been off to begin with. Does that make sense? But nonetheless, you're going to watch what happens here. Let's play this. So he's talking, and then there's a disruption. And that disruptor is kind of hauled away. He's tackled and hauled away. Okay, so that's all. There wasn't much to see there, but yeah, that just happened. Okay. Volodymyr Zelensky, I've arrived in Croatia to meet with prime ministers and representatives of other countries in the region to participate in the Southeast Europe Summit. We will discuss further defense cooperation, rehabilitation of our warriors and wounded on the front line, as well as Ukraine's recovery. At the summit, the Ukraine Plus 12 format, we will discuss international efforts to bring peace closer and implement the peace formula, our joint response with partners to security challenges, as well as cooperation on the path to the European Union and NATO. So again, working with everyone, he's been busy as a beaver trying to work with everyone diplomatically. His job is to secure allies, secure diplomatic relations, and fund what's going on. And he's been doing that to the degree he can. Now, the Ramstein format at the same time may not happen because of the hurricane, and we'll talk about that tonight if that is true. NATO's commander in Europe, Christopher Cavalli, has compiled a list of for Congress of American weaponry that the U.S. has yet to deliver to Ukraine, which could aid Ukrainian forces in their war against Russia. But the question is, why does the list not specify why the U.S. has not provided these systems, which he believes could be beneficial? Like, what's going on? What's slowing down the works? If you know that this could help and you're not doing it, why? What's going on? Okay, Kyiv Post, step by step, the skies of Ukraine are safer from Russia's T onslaught. Germany last week delivered IRIS-T SLM air defense battery to Ukraine, along with 2 IRIS-T SLS launchers. IRIS-Ts are no joke, and so to put those in strategically important places, that'll be very, very useful. And finally, I want you to watch this. And Khan Gerashenko says, caption the reaction of the man in the glasses to Lukashenko's speech. Just watch the guy's face as Lukashenko is speaking. Dear Vladimir Vladimirovich, Belarusians see and very much appreciate the support that you give us. Belarus is a reliable ally. I want people in Russia to know this before anything else. Like you can see the disgust on the guy's face. I mean, wow. All right, that's all that I have, my friends. I hope that you like this international format quick video and tell me what you think about it in the comments below. Thank you for your time and thank you for being the kind of person that cares about Ukraine.